All right, everybody, I'm back. It's Lon here, and we're going to talk about fish. So, just a little blurb about me. Back in maybe October or November, late 2015, one of my buddies saw me playing Blood Bowl on the computer, and he asked if I had ever heard anything about a game called Guild Ball, and I had said no. But I started researching into it because I had played, Warhammer minis for a long time and kind of wanted to get back into the minis a little bit. So I started reading about Guild Ball and, immediately was just grabbed by the fact everything in this game was free. I could print out a rule book, I could print out paper dolls, and I said, okay, let's do it. I mean, all if I don't like it, it's only going to cost me like $5, so whatever. And back in those days, there was the great pitch shortage of season one. You could not buy a Guild Ball pitch to save your life. So I ended up making one out of cardboard and green duct tape. We printed a bunch of paper dolls and we started trying it out. So in the beginning, locally, we probably had about four, five, six people playing, and everyone was just trying to murder each other. Everyone wanted to play butchers or brewers, or I think we had one union guy, and me, Lon, forever has to be a special snowflake hipster. I said, all right, I'm gonna play a goal scoring team so I can be different from everybody else. And I picked up the fisherman, and I really just never went back. Um, Only then did the locals kind of realize you got to play with this thing called the ball. Now I'm certainly not the best fisherman player in the world, but I'd say I'm probably approaching mastery. I've been playing this guild for almost 3 years now, and I've taken out some fairly high caliber players in tournaments and local games. So we'll see how it goes. The fish have definitely had some highs and lows, but the interesting thing that I find is the season four cards for fish have really kind of invigorated my interest in them. So I'm really excited to have the chance to learn again. So I hope you find this commentary valuable. On to the fish. So I liked going backwards with the captains last, so I'm going to do that again. So let's see. Squatties. We got original Siren first. So her seduced went down on the playbook and lost 2 inches of range. I guess I kind of don't care that much. It like doesn't strike me one way or the other if that's good or bad. It's probably my personal play style, but I'm always been kind of the weirdo that didn't play a whole lot of Siren. Been much more into kind of doing things the honest way with Sakana and Grayscales. But I have been really into Lure. Lure, especially in Navigators. So the fact that Lure didn't get changed kind of makes me happy for Windfinder. Overall, Siren, take it or leave it, +0. Veteran Siren. So I, just like a lot of you, went through all of the stages of grief about Veteran Siren. So, first we had anger. Why would they destroy the good things about this underplayed model? Dreadgaze is so bad now. Escaping Faith, why would they nerf that? It's so bad. And I guess then I kind of went into the stage of bargaining. I was like, okay, well, at least she's a decent tech choice against, the teams that like to kill the ball on the ground. And maybe she's still not that great because, why would you use a roster slot on her? People are just not going to put the ball on the ground. Why would you, that kind of thing. But then, after speaking with my buddy Chris for about a week, I finally came around to acceptance, and I now believe that Veteran Siren is an actually good model. um, so here's kind of the thought process, right? So the thing about her is 2 influence on Bet Siren is really hard to invalidate. So she's still super fast with her 7-9 movement and Shadow Like. So she's going to get to where she needs to be. With that movement, she can get a free ball 15 inches away and then kick it back to her team to get it live. Or if that ball is not on the ground, she can use her 2 influence to threaten an enemy model 10 inches away with the tackle that she's got on one, tackle dodge on one, which is an excellent result, and then kick it back to her team. And if that's not an option, the 2 influence on the Dread Gaze, like it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's not, it's 6-inch range. It's not the worst thing in the world either. So overall, I'm gonna give her what I think is a +1. It's kind of hard to grade her because she's kind of redone pretty significantly. Um, I think she needs a lot of experimentation. I'm not 100% sure where she fits in. I think she actually pairs well with Vet Sakana. Um, there's actually this really funny anti-ball killing team I want to try, which is Shark and then Grayscales, Vet Siren, Vet Sakana, and Horizon, just to kind of do a no ball is safe style game, just to see how that would work. Next up, original Sakana. Sakana is kind of my personal yardstick for a fish squatty. It's like the standard that I measure everyone up against. Um, I'm a little sad that they hit him. They did remove his one damage weak point on 3, and then they actually removed the weak point altogether on his second column. Um, I don't really think that was necessary, particularly given what they've done with the momentous damage in the team. However, I'm gonna trust that they play tested the one damage uh, weak point and the weak point on its own on 2 in playtest, and they might have found it to be too strong because I can see that being possible. So I'm just gonna choose to believe that they did the right thing there. The cool thing is he did get 3 damage on the top of his playbook, which I actually think is relevant given the fact that they've done what they've done with their damage. Sakana being TAC 5 anatomical, with a crowd or two, that's like not an unreasonable result to get. Uh, he's still going to be kind of my yardstick, but overall, I'm going to give him a -1. So Vet Sakana, I'm in Steam Forge jail over Vet Sakana. He lost 1 HP with the addition of the 3 damage on Osakana's playbook. I think Visakana becomes even more of a tech choice against certain kinds of ball killing, like the 5-1 Friday or the original brisket. I just Even then, I still feel like regular Sakana is just a step above. Um, Now, I've only played Vet Sakana like twice, so take it with a grain of salt. I just never have felt like in either of the games I played that he put the work in that Sakana would. Maybe it's the reduced speed, and I'm not sure. Maybe it's the momentous one, the momentous one damage. I'm not really sure. But I'm gonna give him a +0, -1 hit point, whatever. Uh-oh. Got a little script for this one. Billy Mays here, and let me tell you about the brand new and improved Kraken. Has your old Kraken suffered from a lack of influence? Has his armor worn down and fallen off? Well, brand new Kraken comes with an incredible 3+1 defensive stat, as well as an all new and improved 2-3 influence. It makes him super playable. But wait, there's more. He made his double push momentous. Oh, and we changed his speed with +1/+1 move to get him even faster onto your 6. But I hear you. Wait, there's more. He's got protective instinct while keeping his 20 HP with tough hide. I hear you now, Lon. You've got to be kidding me. There's no way we could print something with so much value. Well, what do I say to that? Call in the next 15 minutes and we'll slap on a free gravity well attachment to make sure your enemy doesn't go anywhere. All right. So Kraken is super god mode now. I honestly think it's going to be very rare that you don't see him on the pitch. I think it's even funnier that his harpoon threatens further with Corsair, which makes me wonder if he could be a viable kickoff model. +5 on Kraken is everything you ever could have wanted and more. I really think that this is about as strong as a squatty fish could have without being broken. I'm super stoked to run double harpoons again. By the way, Harpoon Steamforge, we didn't actually end up using drag for anything else. So can we formal petition to get the name back to Harpoon? I'm never gonna call it drag. All right, who we got next? Oh man, now I have to bring down the vibe. Um, Jack, Jack. I've never really been one of these fish players that's really in love with Jack. I'll leave the sumo game up to Schlegel. I just still don't really understand why a model that was kind of considered below the curve and maybe at best in the middle. Got a little bit of a nerf here. Yes, I'm gonna call it a nerf because I understand. I understand that he got 1 inch faster. I understand that ramming speed is free and you can push out your buddies with it. He got 4 HP and left tough hide. That's weird. So I understand it could be argued that this is a side grade, but I'm gonna call it a nerf. And you want to know why? The- Why do you ever drop Jack on a table? There's one reason. It's because Trident Tested is freaking awesome. You get a non-roll 4 inch push AOE. It's incredible, and it's 2 inches, and that's really sad. It makes me want to cry. Jack's playbook is still a freaking hot mess. I mean, he's still a TAC 5 model. His first momentous result is a single push on 2. Um, I see that he got the tackle double push, but I really feel like if you're counting on Jack to hit that, then like something has gone seriously wrong with your game plan. Um, I just I don't know. The only way I see Jack getting played is like in Hag's spot. Like you could kind of do the thing Millstone used to do with Get Out instead of playing Hag with Fisher Reel. Um, and then I guess the benefit is later in the game, like maybe the influence is slightly better on Jack than it would be on Hag. Not a lot though, because his playbook is still pretty terrible. I don't understand how like your models like Kraken and your models like Fangtooth and could just get so much obviously better than this model. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. Would it really have been that bad to like put his Momentous push on 1? Like I think that would have been a fine change and might have gotten him a little more play. Overall, I hate to do it, but Jack, I know a lot of people disagree with me on this, but minus 1. You take him for the Trident Tested. Hag. Hag is still going to be one of the best and most influence-efficient support models in the game. As mentioned before, maybe Jack kind of threatens her slot a little bit, but probably not. +0 there. Grayscales. Grayscales is another one of those models who I kind of use to measure other models. Sometimes Grayscales can just win a game by himself, like especially if the enemy team isn't prepared for him or doesn't have a lot of 2 inch. Really, the only change is the ball's gone got swapped with the 2 damage result between 3 and 4. Ball's gone is one of these plays where a game can feel like there's nothing you can do, and you're gonna lose, and but Ball's Gone lets you have an out, and maybe sometimes it's only like a 20, 30, maybe 40% chance of an out, but Ball's Gone is the type of play that lets you stay in the game, and the fact that it's lower is really cool. It's super powerful because basically there's nothing the opponent can do to interact with it. The whole entire thing resolves before they can do a counterattack or anything like that. So I like seeing it drop a result. One thing that I kind of do regret, and I wish they could have found a way, would be to get that 2 damage result a little lower on the playbook. Because of the way damage is going to work now with Fisherman. Because now the 2 damage is on 4, and on Attack 5 model, it's just too unreliable and not very unreliable and thus undesirable for a non-momentous damage result. So I want to give Grayscales a +1, but I don't think it's quite enough, and then the damage kind of makes me a little sad, so I'm going to go +0. And our last squatty, let's see, we got Angel. Oh man, Angel, it's your chance, girl. The whole entire team has been outshining you for like a year and a half, 2 years. What are you going to do for us? Let's see, we got the Momentous Tackle, picked up a dodge. That's good. So that's a pretty good start. What else did you get? Get over here, Salt and Wander. Okay. Well, I guess I won't not like it. And oh wait, that's all. That's all we got from Angel, really. All right. Well, look, the tackle dodge on 1 is good. I'm not gonna debate anybody on that. That was one of Angel's biggest problems, is that the Momentous Tackle on 1. That was, you can't do a tackle on a model that doesn't have the ball, so you putting the dodge on there makes it relevant. I understand that that's really good, especially on a TAC 4 model. But you know what else is really good? Being TAC 5 and having dodges on one and being 2-inch reach. A few of those squatties have anatomical. So I guess I'm just still not sold. And I kind of think what happened here was Steamforge printed Fathom and got scared to make Angel too good. Um, I'm personally not convinced that Fathom's linked on to Angel is strong enough to make Angel playable. The thing about linked is with the timing of linked, you have to declare it and then take your shot. So the opponent, when the ball gets kicked back out, they're going to know that you are activating Angel immediately. And I just think that makes linked significantly worse. I mean, I think it would be way too strong to have it the other way around, but like maybe if you put the two-way linked, kind of like who else has the two-way linked? The Zarola and Fahad, I think, has the two-way linked. I could be wrong about that. But if you'd done it the other way around, like where they could both go after each other, it might be good enough. But I don't know. I don't see it personally. Um, Quick side note here. With navigators, the get over here on Wander is actually probably pretty good, because Wander really likes to have his one influence to do the dodge, the castable dodge towards him. But putting two influence on him is like kind of a stretch on your budget. So having the get over here might be good enough. I mean, I'm still just not sure. Like, I don't even run Fathom every single game with my navigator. So like Fathom and Angel is pretty stretched to me. Begrudgingly, I'm gonna give Angel a 1, a +1, but I'm probably still not gonna play her. Mascots. So we got Tentacles. Speaking of mascots with the get over here, Tentacles does not get the get over here. And Tentacles, the only thing that changed to him was the -2-inch range on blind. I'm actually really surprised that Tentacles even kept blind, so I guess I'm happy. I just felt like, like Marbles used to have tooled up and it was super strong. I kind of felt like blind was going to go that same direction and get pulled off the mascot or get reduced in some capacity, like, I don't know, ink spray minus whatever. Um, Spoiler alert, Tentacles is the only model in the guild with close control now, and that's kind of relevant. I'm still going to give him a +0, though. I don't think the minus range on blind is enough to warrant -1. On the other hand, Salt, while not seeing a change to his card, does eat a little bit of a shadow nerf because of the tap-in change. In fact, anything that has less than 8 inches of kick suffers this shadow nerf. So basically, your tap-in range is now half of your kick distance. So now Salt's tap-in range will be 2, which makes me wonder, Tentacles is a 2-6, if I'm not mistaken. And so, like, could we not have made Salt a 2-6 to kind of shore up that tap-in change? I mean, I guess that I still get the kick tap in, which is new, right? So when you're passing, you get the -1 TN. But I actually don't really care for that. I wish that the new tap in rule would have just been a static 4 inches on every model. Like that would have been how I would have done it. Especially because like dividing is kind of awkward, and you got Football Legend that can make things theoretically tap in at like 3.5 inches or something and a half, and I don't know. That just feels silly to me. But that's the world we live in now, and no use spilling, crying over spilt milk. I still am going to play Salt, especially when I'm the team that's receiving. I am going to give Salt a -1, though, just for that tap and change. I know that might seem a little bit harsh, but um, that's how it feels to me. Shark. So we got captains now. You're my boy, Shark. Actually, kind of funny story. In the media Dropbox, there was a point where Shark's character plays were all screwy, and it looked like Shark had Tidal Surge on his third column, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so awesome!" And then they told me it was a mistake, and I was like, I knew it was too good to be true. Salt Shark himself rather has lost one hit point. It's really not like a super big deal. Um, I'm just gonna go off on a little tangent here. Personally, I'm a little bummed to see Stagger still on his card. It's not really for balance or like gameplay or anything like that. I think Shark is perfectly well balanced. He's an amazing captain. I just never really felt like Stagger was super flavorful, and that's kind of like Gut and String was like his premier result. Like that was his thing. It's like his signature move or whatever. And I don't think that they should have given him Gut and String back. Like even with the weakened form, I don't think that would be the answer either. But like, I guess what I'm saying is it would have been cool to see something with a little bit more flair, I suppose. Like maybe you could even lower his knockdown to 3 and give him the thing that Azimuth has, the net. Like that seems really flavorful and like not over the top to me. Um, I mean, maybe it is. Netted is a pretty strong ability, but I don't know. That's not really the point. Like power level, I'm not really arguing if it's strong or weak. I just wish it was like cooler. You know what I mean? Um, and the other thing that's weird about Stagger is like Stagger is an ability that kind of encourages your team to go get in there and like stay in there and hit the same target a lot. But that's really the exact opposite of what Shark's team does. Um, I don't know. That's just a little bit of a quick rant about what maybe is a missed design opportunity to return some flavor to like literally one of the original captains in the whole game. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I felt like I had to say something about my favorite model. um, the Shark is still going to be the number one skill checking model in this game. You're if you are have any hopes to be a competitive player, you need to find somebody to get a few Shark reps in, because if you don't know how to play against him, it's just such a totally different experience playing Shark than it is playing any other captain in the game. So you need to do that, or you're going to lose. Overall +0, whatever, 1 health. Last but not least, the big boy himself, Corsair. So Corsair is really funny because Corsair was one of the strongest captains in all of Season 3. In fact, if you read momentustackle.wordpress.com, my blog, you'll know that September 2018, since the start of Season 3, like way, 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 way back to like December 2016 or something, or however long Season 3 has been going on, September last month was the very first time Fisherman ever fell below a 50% win rate. And it's not because of Shark, it was because of Corsair. Back in the season 3.1 where they made all the changes after that, I was like, you guys don't understand. It wasn't Shark. It's still going to be Corsair. And sure enough, he kept doing good. So first, let me just say, I am a little bit sad that I lost the war against Chris Schlegel, the Fisherman's Civil War for Momentous damage. But that's okay. Coup de grace helps that a little bit. It's kind of less consistent. Corsair, when he's going first at the top of a turn and killing a model, he would normally generate like 7 or 8 momentum. He'd be hitting his top damage results and then like sometimes wrapping, and then you get the momentum for the takeout too. Whereas coup de grace, you're probably only going to get the base 4. Like maybe you get 5 or 6 sometimes. But what's really weird about it is like it's a super disaster if you don't end up killing the model. Because it's all or nothing, right? Coup de grace is +3 on takeout. So if you for whatever reason flub your dice rolls and don't end up killing the model, it's like super variable, right? I'm not sure how much I really like that. I'm not sure I really like the design choice that Steamforge has gone with the no momentous damage. But I guess it doesn't really matter how I feel about it. Like that's the sandbox we live in. But with Corsair, oh man, that is an awesome sandbox because of everything else. Um, we did lose close control. We did lose the one-legged stance, legendary. But at least he kind of keeps the one-legged stance for himself because now he's just a permanent 4/8. I think that's gonna make him have a tendency to do 6-point activations at the end of the game to win. Um, Everything else is pretty much the same, except for his legendary and his playbook. So his playbook is like really crazy. I see a lot of people sitting there going like whining about the momentous damage thing, and I'd like to be one of them, but at the same time, like holy crap, this playbook is incredible. Um, Basically, all his good damage results went down one, which is pretty nuts. Um, and to be like his legendary is so silly. So I'm just gonna read this for a second. Legendary play: hook, line, and sinker. 6-inch pulse. Enemy models within the pulse suffer a 6-inch push directly towards this model. So gets an AOE drag on as many people are in his range, and he doesn't have to roll on them. It's so dumb. Oh my god! And it's not even like that. It's not even so much the fact that you get to hit a lot of people. It's just that it's auto hit. You don't roll for it. So, just for example, there's this funny little mini game. Like, really think of Filet, right? A Def 5 model. And you kick off, and the Def 5 model goes and gets the ball and passes it back to their team, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna harpoon them. The little mini game is basically you have 55% chance to hit the harpoon. If you do it, you probably win. And if you don't, you probably lose. But now you don't have to worry about that because you just legendary. Like you don't even have to save it for like getting 3 or 4 models. You just get one model because it saves you 2 influence, right? So you just turn 1, throw the hook, line, and sinker, get that Def 5 model, and then throw 6 attacks on it. It's freaking nuts. Um, I mean, I guess there could be times where, for whatever reason, you save the legendary, and then also at the end of the game, you could use it as a like a taunt type effect, where they're trying to get your strikers. Like maybe Sakana has the ball and he's going to score, and you're like, okay, but I need to buy some time. So you say, okay, hook, line, sinker, pull everybody in, and now everybody's engaging Corsair. And even if you suffer in some crowds, like on a parting blow, you're still going to knock them down. They got to work for it to get away. So basically, you're saving 2 influence on this legendary on your setup turn, which essentially is the same thing as 4 momentous damage, double push, or better. And I think that's pretty ridiculous. I really believe that if this captain existed in any other guild except Fisherman, it would be totally busted. But the thing that's keeping Corsair in check is the fact that the rest of the team's damage game is pretty weak. In a vacuum, this card would be silly, but I don't know. The Kraken helps him out a lot. Sakana probably helps him out, but other than that, the damage is kind of hard to come by. Don't worry though. I think overall I'm going to give Corsair. I would give him a +3 to his actual card, but I'm gonna -2 it because he lost. Gutter, Fangtooth, Avarice and Greed. His team doesn't really support his fighting style. So I'm gonna say, don't worry. Corsair is probably gonna kill more models by himself now. You're gonna find Kraken and Sakana sometimes function as beaters even when they're not generating momentum, and the 2/2 game is still gonna be alive. So overall, I'm gonna give Corsair +1 net. That's it. So again, I'm really excited about playing Fisherman. My interest, they've always been my true love, and I thought maybe I would switch to Navigators or Order or something else kind of. But after seeing these cards, I'm really souped up to figure out Fish again. Hope you guys are too. Thanks so much for listening.